On Roblox, fake hackers are very common now, but Rolls has actually been hacked a few times, so please subscribe to us reach 400,000 subs and stay tuned, because some of these might shock you. Starting with a situation where somehow, someone figured out how to upload stuff from the official Rolls account, but they didn't technically have access to it. If you guys remember, like 2 years ago now, out of nowhere, a lot of people started realizing that the official Rolls account started uploading some really weird things. They uploaded a lot of weird shirts and t-shirts, some were even bypassed, and in general, the t-shirts just didn't make sense for Rolls to upload. A lot of them were just saying like Roblox sucks, a lot of them were mentioning YouTubers, and it's a very weird thing going on. And the t-shirts itself was very low quality, just like a Doge uploaded. So everyone's very confused why Rolls is doing this, and everyone's saying that Rolls account got hacked. But it turns out the Rolls account technically didn't get hacked, but someone found a loophole to upload items under the official Rolls account. And it wasn't like a display name or anything. If you went to the t-shirts, they're uploaded by the official account. And if you clicked on Roblox, it would go to the actual Rolls account. And this was pretty insane. Some pretty crazy items got uploaded, and it was an overall insane situation because something like this has never happened in Roblox before, and it's never been replicated before, and we still don't know how this happened. But with that, let's move to more of a serious incident being the 2016 Roblox security breach. And as the name suggests, this led to data of 100,000 players being like leaked and exposed, which is pretty crazy. So it says here, in July 2016, a group of unauthorized individuals accessed the customer service admin panel of a Roblox test site, which contained a full copy of a Roblox production database from 2012. This was done using a compromised staff account. So yeah, not only did they compromise staff account, but they also got access to a testing website which contained a lot of information that these had access to, because they had access to the account as well. And the data that got leaked from these people were actually like serious like important information, like transaction logs, which didn't have the credit card numbers luckily enough, but still it showed like Roblox balances, email addresses, logins and IPs. It was really dangerous and really bad. And it says here that 100,000 accounts or so was hacked, but only half of them, 50,000, were leaked publicly, which is still insane. 50,000 accounts of all the information being leaked and IP addresses and stuff is insane from Roblox, and it was a big flaw in like their system. And obviously, as you can guess, this led to so much older accounts getting hacked and a lot of individuals losing their accounts over this. And also, in these leaks were some high value accounts which also lost all their, expensive limiteds and stuff because their account got hacked. And it was a huge situation. And with that, let's get to our next situation, which is once again another security breach which happened back in 2019. Somehow Rolls didn't learn, and their security just proving to be really awful. But this time it was a bit different. It wasn't just like players, information getting leaked. It was actually very popular developers this time. Basically what was going on is that a lot of popular developers realized that when they went to check their games, it was just privated. And you're probably thinking like, oh, it was just like a glitch or something like that, or maybe someone else working on the game privated it. But what's weird was that when people went to check who privated the games and like who had access to their games, it was 2 people doing this to like every game, or I think just bot accounts in general. So they're somehow privating these games. And not only that, but they're also like changing games and messing around with it and stuff. It's pretty crazy. And like I mentioned, these are some of the biggest games on the platform. Jailbreak, Welcome to Bloxburg, Doomspire Brick Battle, and more were all affected by this glitch and hack. And Gfink, the developer behind Doomspire Brick Battle, who originally found this issue, his dev forum post is still up, and we can see all the information here. He said, "My 2 most popular games were just forced to private." And as he showed here, 2 random bot accounts were the ones who changed the place. And these people had like no access before, and they kind of just randomly did it. Now Rolls did immediately almost respond saying that they fixed the issue and they tried fixing it as fast as possible, but a lot of damage has already been done. To be fair, nothing major happened to the games, but the fact that this was even happened in the first place is crazy, and they probably lost some momentum and money just from it being shut down for a little bit. Now to be fair, it does mention here that it's not confirmed this was a security breach, it's just speculation because Rolls didn't speak anything about this, and it was kind of just like shoved under the rug. So we don't know the true answer behind this, although I've seen a bunch of different people with kind of different theories. On one hand, people think it's a security breach, but then on another hand, a lot of people are saying like there's kind of loopholes with the bots back in the day, so it's kind of weird what's going on with that. But with that, let's get into our next situation of a more recent situation being the search blox hack. If you guys remember, like a year ago now, the very popular extension search blox, which if you weren't aware, it's an extension that basically lets you join anyone's game if you have their ID and you know what game they're in. And people use this to target YouTubers. And some of these are still around, but search blox was the biggest one back then. It had around like 200,000 users. And while the extension ended up being just a massive scam and hack, out of nowhere one day they started hacking their users, and what they did was pretty crazy. Because since the extension ended up being malicious, I think they could like cookie log people or something like that, which led to them having access to their accounts. So people would log on and they'll see t-shirts of all their Rose balance just gone. And also with that, they also stole a bunch of items and limiteds from people, and they're trading and stealing Robux from like every single user. It's pretty crazy what's going on there, and it was a pretty insane hack because if you guys aren't aware, stuff like this is still going on today. Like a lot of extensions on the Chrome store and almost every browser are like malicious. There's so much of these going around, and we see them almost every month at this point. But whenever those extensions happen nowadays, the OG only have like 500 members, which still is a lot. saw, and it's pretty bad, but Searchblocks was the biggest one that we've seen because it had 200,000 members. I don't think they obviously hacked every single one of them, but they gained millions of Robux and a bunch of expensive items from this because they hacked a bunch of their users. And it was one of the craziest ones that I've ever seen. There's a tweet here kind of explaining it, and a lot of people thought it was like a backdoor, but apparently there's like a code in the plugin itself which allowed them to do this and like hack Roblox and stuff, which is pretty crazy. And with that, kind of your last hacking incident being the most iconic and I guess infamous Roblox hacking incident being the 2012 April Fool's incident. And this was definitely the most major Roblox hack that's ever happened in the history of Roblox. And you've probably heard about this hack before, but you might not know all the information, so stay tuned. So basically what happened here was that an admin panel actually got like leaked, and how it happened was this. The wiki said the incident was thought to have begun when a user Ellen gained access to a roles admin panel by creating an account on site-3 using a roles administrator's username. So yeah, as I mentioned with like the 2016 situation at the start of the video, the test websites were kind of dangerous if people had like access to them or knew about it, because you can use loopholes like these, which led to a situation like this happening where the admin panel got leaked and stuff. And then because of that, this led to one of the greatest situations on Roblox where they kept doing some insane stuff. They hacked developers, uncopylogged developers' games, put up weird banners on Roblox, messed with like the forums going on, and overall just messed with the entire website. It's pretty crazy. And not only that, but they uploaded like iconic faces like that C smile for like 100 Robux, which is an iconic Roblox face. And they also released like unreleased Roblox items and a bunch of other stuff. It's insane what they did here, and the entire platform was actually hacked because they had access to the admin panel. They can do whatever an admin can do. So they messed around with the platform a lot. They messed around with the messages on the platform a lot. They messed with the users, developers. It was an insane situation. It's probably the biggest hack to ever happen on Roblox. And not only that, but they were also laundering a bunch of Robux and expensive items. You know, Dominuses, a bunch of Robux, and some of the most rarest items in Roblox. And in general, left a lot of damage on Roblox. And if you're wondering what the end of all this is, in the wiki where I'm reading all this information from, they put out a blog post, and this is kind of the end of the situation. They said, in a Roblox blog post on April 2nd, 2012, it was announced that Roblox experienced a site issue the evening of April 1st, and they took the site offline. They noted that several assets were released from the avatar shop backlog that were not ready for production. So yeah, unreleased items. And several accounts were incorrectly granted large amounts of Robux. Some of these Robux were subsequently traded with other accounts. Like I said, they were trading a bunch of Robux and items. Some avatar shop items and current transactions were audited and rolled back, and the estimated rollbacks occur fewer than 0.01% of Roblox accounts. Some items were updated with new pricing while other items were taken off sale. The C item was changed to Dr. Smite's face and was temporarily unavailable for purchase after April 2nd, 2012. Yeah, they tried fixing stuff, but all the damage had already been done. But I think most of it ended up being restored and stuff. But all the developers that got messed with and stuff was pretty unfortunate. One developer especially was the person behind Welcome to the Town of Robloxia, which is such an iconic game. But I think the game blew up from other people's accounts. Like the original game never blew up as much as it could have. And this is kind of the reason why, because this whole incident. Because the uncopy locked this game, and apparently he's involved too. It's kind of crazy. It says here, following the 2012 April Fool's incident, one Dev2's account, the person behind the game, was terminated due to account's involvement. The game was mostly left untouched, but on June 14, 2012, the game has been changed to Stardom Rap because Jared Valadez stole the game assets and put them in one of his games, which hit the front page. And he's able to do that because it's uncopy locked, I'm pretty sure, which happened because of the incident. On June 29, 2012, the game was changed back to the original, as well as being set uncopy locked, which like I said, which led to the game being copied by many users. It is unknown who did this, but many users say a site staff member set the game back to normal. So yeah, pretty crazy history of this game. Of this iconic game, which you probably recognize the map but not the developers, because it was just being passed around a lot during this time, and it's kind of because of all this. And those are all the times that Roblox was actually hacked and had like big security breaches. I might have missed some, so let me know in the comments, but those are like the major ones. And if you enjoyed, check this video to find out updates that actually ruined Roblox, and I'll see you in the next one.